Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adinda Mutiara Maharani. I will continue to explain the material from Nurdesta. It is about the components level of design. The material that I will explain are the roles of learners, the roles of teachers, and the last is the role of instructional materials. Now, let's talk about the roles of learners. The design of an instructional system will be considerably influenced by how learners are regarded. A method reflects explicit or implicit responses to questions concerning the learner's contribution to the learning process. This is seen in the types of activities learners carry out, the degree of control learners have over content of learning, the patterns of learner groupings adopted, the degree to which learners influence the learning of others, and the view of the learner as processor, performer, initiator, and problem solver. Much of the criticism of audiolinguism came from the recognition of the very limited roles available to learners in audiolingual methodology. Newer methodologies customarily exhibit more concern for learner roles and for variation among learners. Johnson and Paulston in 1976 spell out learner roles in an individualized approach to language learning in the following terms. First, learners plan their own learning program and thus ultimately assume responsibility for what they do in the classroom. And the second, learners monitor and evaluate their own progress. The third, learners are members of a group and learn by interacting with others. The fourth, learners tutor other learners. And the last, learners learn from the teacher, from the students, and from other teaching sources. Counseling learning views learners as having roles that change developmentally. And Curran, in 1976, uses an ontogenetic metaphor to suggest this development. He divides the developmental process into 5 stages, extending from total dependency on the teacher. In stage 1 to total independence in stage 5, these learner stages Curran sees as parallel to the growth of child from embryo to independent adulthood, passing through childhood and adolescence. Okay, the next is the roles of teachers. Learner roles in an instructional system are closely linked to the teacher's status and function. Teacher roles are similarly related ultimately both to assumption about language and language learning at the level of approach. Some methods are totally dependent on the teacher as a source of knowledge and direction. Others see the teacher's role as catalyst, consultant, guide, and model for learning. Teacher roles in methods are related to the following issues. First, the types of functions teachers are expected to fulfill, whether that of practice director, counselor, or model. The second, the degree of control the teacher has over how learning takes place. The third, the degree to which the teacher is responsible for determining the content of what is taught. And the last, the interactional patterns that develop between teachers and learners. Methods typically depend critically on the teacher roles and their realization. In the classical audiolingual method, the teacher is regarded as the primary source of language and of language learning. But less teacher-directed learning may still demand very specific and sometimes even more demanding roles for the teacher. The role of the teacher in the silent way, for example, depends upon thorough training and methodological initiation. Only teachers who are thoroughly sure of their role and the concomitant learner's role will risk departure from the security of traditional textbooks-oriented teaching. Counseling learning sees the teacher's role as that of psychological counselor, the effectiveness of the teacher's role being a measure of counseling skills and attributes, warmth, sensitivity, and acceptance. The role of the teacher will ultimately reflect both the objectives of the method and the learning theory on which the method is predicated. Since the success of a method may depend on the degree to which the teacher can provide the content or create the condition for successful language learning. Okay, and the last is the roles of instructional materials. The last component within the level of design concerns the role of instructional materials within the instructional system. Instructional materials also define or imply the day-to-day learning objectives that collectively constitute the goals of the syllabus. Materials designed on the assumption that learning is initiated and monitored by the teacher must meet quite different requirements from those designed for student self-instruction or for peer tutoring. The role of instructional materials within a method or instructional system will reflect decisions concerning the primary goal of materials. For example, to present content, to practice content, and to facilitate communication between learners, or to enable learners to practice content without the teacher's help. The form of materials, for example, textbook, audiovisuals, and computer software. The relation of materials to other sources of input, whether they serve as the major source of input or only as a minor component of it. And the abilities of teachers, for example, their competence in the language or degree of training and experience. A particular design for an instructional system may imply a particular set of rules for materials in support of the syllabus and the teachers and learners. For example, the role of instructional materials within a functional or communicative methodology might be specified in the following terms. First, materials will focus on the communicative abilities of interpretation, expression, and negotiation. The second, materials will focus on understandable, relevant, and interesting exchange of information rather than on the presentation of grammatical form. And the last, material will involve different kinds of text and different media, which the learners can use to develop their competence through a variety of different activities and tasks. The role of instructional materials within an individualized instructional system might include the following specification. First, materials will allow learners to progress at their own rates of learning. The second, materials will allow for different style of learning. The third, materials will provide opportunities for independent study and use. And the last, materials will provide opportunities for self-evaluation and progress in learning. Okay, I think that's all for my explanation. The next material will be explained by Ana Rahmini.